Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make your front page. It's pretty easy to make, and but there are some guidelines that we need to follow here. So to begin, we're going to make a new page, and actually I've already made a page, and I'm going to show you what I did here. But if you're just starting, you'd hit on the page menu here and press Add New. For me, I've already made a page, so I am going to edit my page that I made here. But your page should look like this, and of course empty when you first get there. So what I did here is first you put your niche category or your main keyword here at the top, which is mine is best hair loss products, which I'm going to do. Now some things that we need to do about this article here that we're going to be writing is remember not to make it look too spammy. So we want to use our niche category keyword a certain amount of times. So your article, you want to be between 500 and 800 words. And what we're going to be doing is actually we'll be adding on to this page later on as we build more content, and we'll get to that when we start building more content, of course. But your word count, again, should be between 500 and 800 words. And you can get your word count by looking down here on WordPress where it says word count, and mine has 657 words in there. Now, you want to use your best hair loss products. This is mine. Your niche category keyword a certain amount of times with similar keywords or that are relative to your keyword that you're trying to rank for, which is, this is our front page, this is our main domain. Mine is best hair loss products, so that's what I want to rank for. And you know, there's so many relative keywords there: thinning hair, hair loss, baldness, and you want the article to look natural, and you know, you don't want to go crazy with the keywords. And actually there is a guideline that I use, and it's for every 100 keywords I use, I will use one keyword for every 100 of words minus one. And the reason is this: actually, if you were to think about it, I want to have one keyword per every 100 words. And this really lets my phrase there, my niche category phrase, one time for every 100 words. But why I'm minus one is because since we use WordPress, our title here, best hair loss products, or whatever you're going to be putting there, best digital cameras, will already be in an H1 tag at the top of our page. So if you look at my page here, let me open it up. You can see it's already here once, and of course our title already has it. So my rules are, for every 100 words, you should put in your, and not next to each other, you want them spread out throughout the article. And for every 100 words, one word, one of your keywords or phrase or your niche category per each 100 words minus one. So since I have 657 keywords, I'm going to round it off to 600. And I should have at least 5 of my niche category keywords there. And how I check that, there's several ways to do it, but what I like to do, if you go up here to this button, this icon of his binoculars, I put my cursor right at the beginning of the document, and I press find. And what I'll do is I'll type in my niche category keyword, best hair loss products, and count how many times it's found. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. So I've got that down right. Now our on-page SEO, that is one of them. At your first paragraph, you want to use your niche category keyword in it and bold your niche category keyword also in this first paragraph. And throughout the article, you'll see I try to make it as natural flowing as possible. Our goal here is to find the best hair loss products for you, for your condition, and one that works for your particular condition. Now, another thing for on-page SEO is your image. And right here, I've put an image, and I've actually named the image itself besthairlossproducts.jpg or .gif, whatever kind of .bmp, whatever you're going to use image. Make sure before you upload it, you name it your niche category keyword. And I'm going to actually delete this to show people how to put an image in and what to do. I've already uploaded mine, but first you'd press the add media up here, and I'm going to put it right at the front. You want it right at the beginning here, or right at the end. And what you're going to do is hit add media and upload your photo. I'm going to browse my computer, and as you can see, this picture that I'm going to select here is named besthairlossproducts.jpg. I'm going to upload it. And right here for the title, I'm going to put best hair loss products. But this alternative text is very important, and what you want to do is put your niche category keyword in there also. Now, for link URL, we don't need any, none, and I like to make mine thumbnail size, which is 150 by 50, 150 by 150. And then I'm going to insert this into the post to the right. And that's my image. You want to make sure you have that image in there. Name the file your niche category keyword. Make sure your alternative text is there with your niche category keyword. Now, again, we will be building more on this front page as we make more content, so it stays pretty fresh. Now, here's the front page, and there's some things that I want to point out here. Mainly, you can see my layout here, and I've got a table of contents here. And why I put the table of contents, it makes it easy for people to go to places. And this is just an introduction of what we'll be using in lots of our other content. Actually, not used too much on our front page. But sometimes when you get listed in the search engines, Google will actually put these jump to snippets under these links under your page result for that your listed indexed result. And it doesn't happen all the time. No one really knows when they choose to do this, but they're not going to do it at all, and it's not going to be included if you don't add it. So it's good to add it, because if it does, it makes your page stand out in Google a little bit more, and people can jump to what causes hair loss instead of my main page or any of these. And it's just easy navigation once they start going in there into your article. And we'll be using this a lot for our navigation, and we'll also be using it for purposes if we get indexed with these extra links. And for an example, I'll go to google.com here, and I've put in best baby monitor. Now there's a site here listed number 4, baby monitor buying guide, and as you can see, they've added these jump to snippets, and you can see that it is links to that same page, this top page here, but it gives you, they can jump to that part of the page. It's nice to have that included so that you have more exposure in Google. And you probably have seen this before, but that's what we're trying to do here by putting a table of contents. And I'll show you how to do that a little later in this tutorial. Also, I like to use content boxes. You do not need to use these. It's just for my design purposes. I just like it. Looks nice to me. If you don't like it, don't use it. I don't think it makes much of a difference. If anything, it gives a more professional look to your site, but it has no SEO advantage there. Now, okay, for the first part here, to make it easy to write, you want to write a little bit about your site again, like your about page, in this first section right here. And this would be right here on my site before the table of contents. And as you can see, I've wrote a little bit that we review products and we keep an unbiased review, and you can keep yours to something like that. You know, tell them there's a ways to fix the problem. In our site, we find the best treatments. I go on a little bit more. This doesn't have to be too long here. You know, a couple paragraphs. And then what I do is I will put a table of contents here. Now, my table of contents also has a contents box around it, but it doesn't need to be there. I'm going to change this real fast here. This is the shortcode right here, and I'm sorry, you guys. Many of you might have this, but there's lots of other software out there that will put content boxes in there easily for you. So what I've done here is put a tiny TOC in this shortcode right here. And that you will want to do that after your first introduction part here. Go ahead to my site, besthairlossproducts with an extra s.com, and take a look at my post there. You know, get a feeling of how you can write yours. Now I'm going to update this, and you want in brackets tiny TOC. Of course, this plugin is already installed with the installer, and as you can see, when I refresh the page, this is how it would look without the box around it. And that's not bad. That's totally fine. And this is how it will look. I like to use the content box, so I'm going to show you how that is done if you have access to a Shortcode Magic plugin that I recommended earlier. And what you do is hit this icon here where it says Content Box Shortcode, and I like to put it in, I like to make it square and the icon a document, and white, a white box, and I'm going to insert that in there to there. Now there's two shortcodes here in the brackets. There's box, the beginning shortcode, and box at the end. And when we use this throughout our tutorial, you will see that lots of these shortcodes look like this. So I'm actually between these two shortcodes is where I actually want to put my tiny TOC. And where I put that tiny TOC is where my document was, where my table of contents will be placed. So I'm going to update that again, and we'll do a refresh here. Refresh this page, and that is done for that part. Now I've written more content here, and what I'm going to do is actually delete all these shortcodes, and these shortcodes you're seeing me delete here is actually what our table of contents is going to be. I'll remove every single one of these. And this content part is kind of an informational section. So think about the first paragraph before the content as an introduction to your site. And go ahead to my site and check it out, and see what that, the feel for it. The next part after this table of contents here is just some informational stuff. And the easiest way for me to get an idea of what to write, I went to eZine articles and simply typed in hair loss. It only takes a few minutes to read through some of these if you don't know much about your niche category, and this is where the learning comes in. It only takes a few minutes to read a few articles if you're not a good writer. I don't consider myself a good writer, and I have a hard time coming up with ideas when it comes to writing articles. So hair loss treatments. When I was writing this article, I simply looked under hair loss treatments and what causes hair loss, and I kind of just read about some of these here. I think this is one of the articles I read, and just really fast, and that was my main title here: what causes hair loss. And under there, when you read, you can see that I've added stress. That's another bold there, heredity, and drugs and medical hormones. Actually, this is wrong. This shouldn't be a heading 2. I just bold those. But my first thing here was to make sure that I had some information so people could learn about hair loss. And what I did here is I highlighted this first thing that covers this whole topics here of what causes hair loss. Since this was the main part of that topic, I highlighted it and I used this right here and made a heading 2 tag. And while it's still highlighted, what I did is I went to this menu right here, TOC levels, and I put that as level 1 of my table of contents. And if I update this page here, let me make sure I took off all the rest of those TOC headings. If I update my page here, you can see that it shows here a table of contents and only has what causes hair loss. Then of course I went down the line, and as much as I could find made the next major topic here, which I bolded, stress caused this, tell them a little bit that about that. I put this as a heading 3. And what I'll do is this would be a level 2 table of contents. Why level 2? Because it's underneath this whole theme, this whole topic here of what causes hair loss. So this is my level 1. This is my level 2. Heredity, same thing. Heading 3, level 2. And you can see how it puts these short codes around heredity. And drugs, level 2 again, drugs, medical hormones. Now if I update this again, you'll see that I have more in my table of contents, and it's listed under there: what causes hair loss, stress, heredity, drugs, medical hormones. And this you need to use your brain. It's not, lots of you will have an easy time finding some information. Think about your niche category, what you're going to, something like if you're doing best grills, best gas grills, you can write about, in this informational part, why people love to grill, and put levels of, put these level 2 and highlight 3 of the reasons why. Make it like a list. And this is kind of like a list. What causes hair loss? Stress, heredity. I've got 3 things on there. It's not that hard to do. And then what I did next is I move on to another main topic here. And I put that in H2 tags. And what I did is select this as level 1 because we want it to be, it's like a new topic on this article. Now this is just short, just tells them, and this is what you want to do here. There are many solutions for thinning hair, and we've checked over the best of them. Here are some of the brands basically that are trusted and recognized in in the market. And I went to Amazon there, and of course I looked up some of the product brands that I'll probably be going after. Now this does not need to be. We're going to be working on this page some more, trust me, when we get to writing content. So this does not have to be the products that you want to exactly, that you're going to eventually write about. They can be if you want to, but they don't have to be. I just went down the list and picked out some of the products here, Nioxin, DS Laboratories, and I just went down the list. And what I did, this helps build you some content here, is I made a list here. Again, I'm going to take this off of each product, and there's no links to them yet. And I'm going to update this, and I put some of the brand names here. And later on, we're going to be working on that section of this page more. It's going to be a page that gets edited a lot, your front page, and Google will really like that. If you go down here, this is how it will look, and you should bold every single one of these companies that you are going to put on there. And you can only guess where this is going when we start building our site, the rest of our site. For me, once again, I like to use content boxes. Now, for those of you who have the Shortcode Magic plugin, just put the box, press the box icon there, button, white asterisk, insert into square, and then since we're going to make it listed, for those of you using Shortcode, what I do is I put this list box here, icon. Let me do that again so you can see it. Right here, list Shortcode, and then I leave the tick on there. That's the icon it shows on the side, and small. All those are just fine. And I insert that inside of, oh boy, I put it in the wrong place. Let's get back down there. I'm just having troubles today. Well, I get to show you again. List Shortcode here, and just insert the default. Now, in between this bracket here, I'm going to copy my brands that I had here. And you also want to make sure that these are bullet listed. What this does here, this will make a box. This first Shortcode here will make a box. As you can see, the box ending, the box beginning, and in that we have a customized bullet style that will make a tick on these bullet listed companies. So but you still need to actually add your bullet list by, of course, clicking on bullet list and start adding your companies there. I think I deleted that, and now let us go ahead and update and see how this looks. Now, for those of you who don't have access to the Magic Shortcode, Shortcode Magic plugin, there are many others out there, and I saw one a while ago, and I'll try to remember and try to find my bookmarks that looked really good. Maybe I could remind me what plugin it was. It cost like $100 though, and it's looked very easy to make boxes. I don't know how. I actually been through some of them before, some non-paid ones, but lots of them just don't work with our, they're not compatible with other plugins or this theme. And I really have come to like the Shortcode magic, but there's another one out there. I haven't tried it, but it looks almost the same thing like Shortcode magic. It's about $100, and I'll try to see if I can find it, or if somebody can email me and let me know what that is. I'll try to get that up there if you guys are interested. And again, these content boxes make it look nice. It's going to start looking really nice once we start building this site. Lots of it is just for the visitors. They look at it and they go, oh, this looks like a better made site. Doesn't look like something just thrown up. Makes things look nicer, which does help. It influences visitors to trust you better. So you want to make sure everything looks nice. Now, in the last part here, I went ahead and made just a closing statement. The most important thing about this closing statement is that in my last paragraph, I'd put my last niche category keyword here in italics. We're kind of shoving it in Google's face, saying, hey, look at this. My title is this. I've got images like this. This is first thing we need to let them know. Their algorithms can get confusing on what they pick to be at the top, and you kind of want to let them know, hey, look, this is what I'm trying to rank for. This is what my site is about. So this last paragraph, we will make best hair loss products, or your keyword, in there in italics. And it was just a closing kind of statement, a little summary of what the whole theme of my front page is. Nowadays, fighting thin hair is a winning battle. The solutions are many, but some are specifically made for front baldness, some are made for crown baldness. Read through our site, learn some more about their products. We hope you enjoy our site and that's my closing statement. And, I don't know how long it took me to make this page. It does take a while to make when you first start, because you kind of learning the ropes. I know how that is. But basically, I'll have a checklist of things to keep in mind while you're writing below to make this much easier. There are the few guidelines there that I gave. And of course, there is actually more that I actually skipped over here. If we scroll down to the bottom here, what we're going to want to do is go to title and write in this Platinum SEO pack, write in best hair loss products. Not you, write in best hair loss, but write in your niche category keyword there, just your niche category keyword for both this and the top title. I know people like to cram stuff in sometimes, and they'll go best hair loss products, and they'll make one of these those lines there, and type best hair loss treatments. You do not want to do that. Don't do it. Just your niche category keyword. Our description here is basically the same description that we had put earlier in Platinum SEO Pack, and this is the same keywords that you got from SEO Pack that when we did the settings earlier there. Put those same things here, and disable PSP title format for this page post. Check that. Now, when you're done, of course, publish it. So I'm going to update mine because I made a few changes in there. And what you're going to want to do next is go to settings here. General reading settings. Reading settings. Sorry, my computer is being really. And it's going to be default like this, your latest post. Front page displays. You put a static page. You put best hair loss products. And press save changes. What this does is it makes your front page a static page, and which means it's always going to show us this product we just made. Now, to double check, I always double check, even though I'm pretty good with my settings already, by using that Platinum SEO pack. it should be the way I showed you, should be done correctly for your meta tags, but I always double check. So what I do is right click here and view source, and make sure your title is only best hair loss products. The title for our home page here, again, right click, double check. It's very important. You know, you miss something, just something small like this, and it's not done correctly, it's, you know, it might as well you have not done it. We're going to look for the title. You can press F, title. Usually that's a way to find it in both Firefox. And in the title tags here, we just want our niche category keyword there. Now, if I didn't do the settings here, let me go back to this page here. If I didn't do these settings correctly, so you got to make sure you do this correctly on the settings, and this will be a thing that I go through all the time. If I didn't disable the PSP tile format on this page and I pressed update, now let's go to the front page here. If I didn't put my settings correctly, and let's look at that source again, view source, you can see that it made my title say best hair loss products twice, and you don't want that. So that's the reasons for some of these settings. So disable PSP title format on this page, on this front page post, or on this format on this page and post. So now I'm going to refresh this again and just double check, make sure your page, you know, you can't always trust even the settings, but you want your, because this is what Google and other engines are going to look at, is this source, is they grab that page and look at it. Title now works properly. It's just best hair loss products, and that's all I want. Now I'm going to press F and look for keywords, and it brought me to our keywords, which is exactly what we want, best hair loss products, and our description is usually right above it here. Best hair loss product, bring you unbiased reviews, ratings. Before you buy a hair loss product, please view our site, and that looks good. Now the last thing you want to do is you'll notice when you get indexed, it'll show this now. You want to rank your page. Rank mine a 9 and a vote up. When your page gets indexed, many of the times, most of the times, for this, there will be a rating on your indexed page. It will show a rating on Google, and I'm not going to show you one of my, this is the site you guys can look at. I really have shot myself in the foot before showing people my sites that I make like this, but I wanted to show you an example of a rating when it gets indexed. And so I've got a recipe site here I've got, and when I look up the site, you can see that these ratings come up here. And when we review our products, when you got a review listed like that, you know, lots of the stuff, like let's go look at my competition here that I'll be going against. Best hair loss products. You know, none of them on their page have taken any action to get these star ratings on there. And when we're going to be reviewing a lot of things, you know, when you look up hair loss, you know, it's going to stick out on the page. It's going to show on your page that it's got a star rating. Oh wow. And when people look up some of the products I review, it's going to have a star rating. And none of these guys have it. And I bet mine would stick out once I get here because it would have a rated star there. And that's the purpose of that plugin I was talking about earlier that's on there, the GD star rating here, and that's what we use it for. And give yourself a rating, you know, if you like, give yourself a Facebook like, a tweet, any of these, Pinterest. This is our front page, and this is how we start our front page off. And you will see as we get later into the next part of this tutorial that we'll be building upon this front page. for right now, we're not even going to put any ads, and we're going to start talking about ads when we start actually going into ad making. And as we write content in the next part, we're going to be doing some backlinking too. On this front page, we're going to make sure all our pages and all the content we write get a fair amount of their backlinks. This is where we start, guys. Your front page will be done, your site's done for now, and we're going to start building this sucker up to make money. If you have any questions, of course, best thing to do is go into our forum or use our support page, and I'll see you in the next part of this course.